Okay, good morning. Welcome to the sermon. We're going to have a special sermon today. It's Senior Sunday. Seniors, please come to the front and grab a seat. And I'm excited about this sermon because it's going to be different than what we're used to. And today, Marquis is going to start with the sermon. So please welcome Marquis.
Hi, I'm Marquis.
Yep.
So today I'm going to be talking about fixing your eyes on Jesus. And the question I want to start with is, do you guys know what faith is? Oh, is it on? Oh, okay.
You gotta tuck into it.
Okay, my bad. All right, do I have to repeat it? Or? All right. The question I want to start with is, do you all know what faith is? In Hebrews 11:1, it says, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." This means that the confidence that we have is the confidence that we have is in hope for something that we don't know, and assurance about what we don't see. So that means faith is something that you have to believe in that you cannot see. About like a month ago, I went on a hike, or not a hike, but I went camping in the woods with my friends. Going up there, I was not prepared, at all. And, I just had faith that, I was going to get there, get back safely, and that I wouldn't be starving or anything or lost. So with that saying, faith.
Did you make it?
What?
You said you were hiking and you have faith that you were going to make it.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm here. Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I made it. Now this can be the same for us seniors, going off to college and the real world. We don't know what's gonna happen. If something does happen, and having faith in God, we can trust that His plan will take us to the right way.
So I want to ask you the question. So what about if you don't have faith in God because you're not sure about your future?
In Hebrews 11:6, it says, "And without faith is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to Him must believe that He exists and that He rewards those who earnestly seek Him." Now, can you see God?
Can I see?
Yeah, can you see God?
I guess I can't actually see.
Yeah. No. Can you? Can you? No. None of us can see God, but we all have faith in Him that He is existing and that He does help us.
Thank you, Marquis. Yeah. So that's the intro. Yeah. Oh, you're good. You're good. I was going to say, that was the intro about this conversation that I'm going to have with the seniors. Because, of course, they are going to take some steps that they don't know. We've been there in many different scenarios. So I would like to ask them some questions so we get to know a little bit about their future, what their plans are. So the first question. So let me introduce first. So I have Marquis, I have Lisette, and Delilah. So there are three seniors from this year. So can you please welcome our three seniors? Okay, so what about if I start with you, Delilah, so since he's relaxing a little bit. So how do you feel about going to college? You're on. Yesha.
Am I on? Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Delilah Delgado. I go to Quintero High School. I am graduating on Wednesday. And
how do you feel about going to college?
I have mixed feelings. I'm very excited to start a new chapter in my life, meet new people. But at the same time, I'm nervous because I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know my exact steps going on to this. But I say nervous and excited, some mixed feelings.
Like it. Lisette.
My name's Lisa Ramirez, and I go to La Puente High School. I'm excited to go to college. I'm nervous to meet new people, meet new friends. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, cool. Marquise, how do you feel about going to college?
I'm pretty excited because now I can actually like choose something that I want to learn about. You know, because in high school they force you to like learn stuff you don't want to know.
And at church?
No, not at church. Like I choose to come here. Yeah, so like it's cool. Here, yeah. So I'm excited. I'm psyched.
Okay, good. Laila, what plans do you have for the future besides college? Going to college.
As of right now, I'm not sure on what I want to study. So I plan on taking my 2 years of general studies at Chaffey College. And from there, hopefully, I figure something out where I transfer to a 4-year. But for the future, besides like classes, hopefully I get a job soon because I need to make money. I don't know. I plan on like staying in fit too, like going to the gym, possibly finding new clubs or making new things I wouldn't have planned on doing. But I want to keep myself busy, so hopefully I find something that keeps me going.
Yep. Lisette.
My plans for the future are I want to study ultrasound tech.
Ultrasound tech, right? Yeah. Good. Marquise.
I'm gonna do the same thing Delilah's doing. I'm gonna do general studies at Chaffey College and then transfer and become an accountant.
Become an accountant.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Debbie, signing up. Okay.
You're an accountant. Oh.
Yeah. Money.
All right.
Okay, cool. Is there anything that you think will help you in adult life thanks to having belonged to Inland Valley Church? Laila?
Wait, can you explain that? I don't know.
Like, because you were part of this church,
Yeah.
is there anything that you think that when you are going to college and we're going to have like a job and a family or something like that, you think because of something that you learned here, that you saw here, that you have in your mind and your heart, is there anything that is going to help you?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of support here. So, I mean, anything that I've done throughout my years, I know that I always have support coming back. Just when I get advice from people, I mean, I don't know exactly like what, but I know that when I come back here, I always have support. So I guess you could say that.
Yeah. And we'll be here. Okay, Lisette.
I want to say thanks for the support I feel from my church. I feel supported always to try my best with problems I come to face.
Good, Marquise.
In this church, I've been here for like a few years, or not like a lot of years. I've been like ever since I was like a little kid, and you guys have always showed support and love, and like always praying for me and my family. So I guess what I can take away from this church is that there's like what real support looks like. Yeah.
Like it. Okay, what can you say to the students behind you? You see some of the students that are behind you, the little ones. So what can you say to them, Delilah?
To never give up. Because I know that sounds cliche or like corny, but it's true. Because you can go through the hardest times in your life, but to never like, it can get hard and then you're going to give up there, but you have to know that there's always a brighter side to that situation. And to never forget who you really are, because you can go with friends that do different things and it'll push you away from who you actually are, your actual beliefs. But you have to know who you stand behind, that God's like your foundation, and to always go back to that and to never forget like your actual your actual personality and that the way you are.
Like it. That's it.
To all the students behind, all I can say is stay positive, make good decisions that will help you in the future, and stay close with God.
Yes.
What I want to say is, change is okay. Because a lot of people think that, like, change is bad, or, change means, like, a bad, or, like, the worst thing that could happen. But, sometimes changing could be a good thing. Depends what you're doing, though.
Okay, good. What can you say to your parents?
He's gonna make me cry. No, last time I cried, I'm not crying this time. But I want to thank them. They've done everything they can for me. They brought me here, especially my dad, because, well, both of them. But my dad has been able to take me to school, accommodate to my time. When I need to go to, like, after school, like, tutoring, he's always made time to take me. Yeah, thank you both. I love you very much.
Thank you. Lisette?
I want to thank my parents for their support and being for the big acts of service and for the little, to be able to take me to school. I appreciate it.
Good. Marquise?
I want to say I love you, Mom, and thank you, because you always helped me, like, do stuff that I wanted to do. Like, when I first started soccer, everyone else was saying, like, but then you encouraged me to do it and keep going with it.
Like it. Last question. What can you say to the church?
Like I mentioned earlier, you guys are all very supportive. I've appreciated everything that each of you have told me, because each of you have asked me, like, where I'm going after. Everyone has said the same thing, that what I'm doing is a good idea. So I appreciate each and every one of you for your advice. But I thank you all for always being there, because I've been here since I was born. So I appreciate every one of you that has been nice to me, that has supported me throughout my future, or up to now. But yeah, thank you to each of you.
Lisette?
I want to thank the church, all the little things I've seen, for always being a reminder to keep God close to our hearts. We appreciate it, and thank you.
Thank you. Marquise?
I just want to say thank you, and pray for me for the long run.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, seniors. And in the beginning, so Marquise was talking about faith, and he was remembering us that faith is the confidence in what we hope for, and assurance about what we do not see. And that's in chapter 11. And then we come to chapter 12. And verse 1 in chapter 12 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses," but it's interesting that it says therefore. That's the beginning of chapter 12. Is therefore what? I mean, therefore is making a connection with something. And if we just come in chapter 12, we're missing what is the therefore. And therefore means for that reason, as a result, because of that. So we need to know what's the reason. What is the because of what? That the author of the book of Hebrews is saying, therefore. And he's saying, therefore, because faith is confidence in what we hope for, and assurance about what we do not see. Because without faith, it's impossible to please God. That's what he said in verse 6. And because we have reference, we have people that live by faith. Sometimes we don't have faith. Sometimes we don't trust in God, or we don't trust in the situations because they are very difficult for us. Sometimes we are facing situations that is hard for us to believe. But we have in chapter 11, after what Marquise was talking about, we have people like Noah when he built the ark. He had to have faith in what he was, because people were laughing at him and they were like, "What are you talking about? Flat here? That doesn't make sense." But he had faith in God. We can see people like Abraham. Abraham, when Jesus said, when God says, "Go to this land that I promise you," he didn't know what was that land. He didn't know where he was going, but he had faith in God. And we had Sarah when she was not in the time to have babies, and then God says, "You're gonna have a baby." You know, she had faith. And then we have Moses. She grew up with the Pharaoh in Egypt, and then God chose him. And he didn't feel prepared to do that, but he had faith that God was going to be with him. And then we can see people like David, like the prophets, and more. You know, that's what it's saying. Therefore, because we have that crowd of people that they have done great things, therefore, because they had that faith, therefore, it's what it says. And then we can also see in Hebrews towards the end of chapter 11, it says in 33 and 34, it says, who through faith conquered kingdoms, administered justice, and gained what was promised, who shut the mouth of lions, quenched the fury of the flames, and escaped the edge of the sword, whose weakness was turned to strength, and who became powerful in battle and routed foreign armies. So it was not an easy faith. It was complicated faith. Some of the things that we haven't faced in the book, we're probably not going to face. But they went through that. And I jump in from 34 to 36 because I thought 35 was kind of weird and I didn't have time to explain it. But then in 36 says, some faced jeers and flogging and even chains and imprisonment. They were put to death by stoning. They were sawn in two. They were killed by the sword. They went about in sheepskins and goatskins, destitute, persecuted, mistreated. The world was not worthy of them. They wandered in deserts and mountains, living in caves and in holes in the ground. These were all commended for the faith, yet none of them received what had been promised, since God had planned something better for us, so that only together with us will they be made perfect. Therefore, because we have that people that were doing a lot of things, because sometimes we're in the moments where we don't trust. I mean, it's difficult depending on the situation. I was having a conversation yesterday because in the last month or something like that, I've been experiencing some kind of like anxiety, and I didn't know it was anxiety. But I was, that feeling of like pressure here on your chest. So I felt it once when I went to visit a jail in Orange County, and then we went to visit another jail, and I was feeling that, and I didn't know why. And then I was at Pepperdine ready before my class, and I was feeling that again. And then I was thinking about my future and things about retirement and all that stuff, and I was feeling that again. And in a conversation yesterday, I noticed that it was anxiety. And it's anxiety because what I noticed yesterday is that those three scenarios have something in common. Is that I'm talking about something that I'm not controlling myself. So I'm talking about things that are not in my control, like what you guys are going to do. You don't know what's going to happen in college. You don't know what kind of group are you guys going to jump in. You don't know if it's going to be the cool group or the bad group, or you know nothing. You don't know how it's going to look like. You don't know if you're going to find your spouse there. You don't know if you're going to live single forever. You know nothing. You want some things. You want to get a job, but you don't know where's that job going to be. So that kind of things make you feel anxious. And I was also talking with Wayne about this, that sometimes most of the times when I'm going to preach about something, through the week and the days before, God is like, okay, so you're going to talk about this, then go ahead, take it. Leave it before you talk about something. And yesterday I was like, okay, so now I understand that these three different moments has been happening in moments that I'm not controlling the future, moments of uncertainty, moments that I don't know what's going to happen and that I'm worried about what's going to happen. And I'm going to talk about faith tomorrow. And that anxiety is not coming because I have faith. And I'm here preaching to you guys, And we have that reference. So that moment, those three different moments where I was feeling really bad and I didn't know why, I didn't have faith because I was trying to control the future. I was trying to think about the future. So what about if I don't have a retirement? What about if I don't have money? What about if we move? What about if Inland Valley pick me up or something like that? You have those thoughts in your mind, and then you start thinking, so what's going to happen? Then you start talking with other ministers, and they start talking about they don't have retirement plans and they don't have this and that. And you're like, oh my God, I'm a minister. So am I facing the same? I have never thought about money in the future, but now I'm thinking about money in the future. Now I'm thinking about this is not going to last for. You never know what's going to happen. That's when faith comes in, because if you have clarity of what's going to happen, guess what? You don't need faith. What do you need faith for? If you're seeing everything, it's like the definition of faith wouldn't make sense right now. If the college, the group of people that you're gonna be at, where are you gonna meet the guy or your girl, or if you're gonna be single, if you're gonna be a happy person, if you're gonna have a nice job, You would be like, okay, so I know everything about my future. But the problem here is that you don't know that. And I didn't know that in those 3 moments. And that's when faith comes to the conversation. If we can see everything, if we can see God, if we can see the promises and everything is just planned. And we were having a conversation recently in one of the small groups, and I was thinking, normally we have faith because we have things. And because we know that we have control of things, you know? Yeah, I have a house, I have food in my house, I have this in my house, I have family, I have friends. And what about if you have none of that? Then faith comes in to the conversation. Now, you don't need to have nothing in order to experience faith, because faith is just talking about God, actually. So you cannot see God, but you can trust in God. You cannot see that God is promising a better future, but you can trust in what He is promising to you. You cannot see right now the things because they are so complicated. You cannot see them because the future is unclear. You know, you don't have control of everything, every step in the future. And for people like me, that's really complicated. And I've been letting that go to God. But recently, it looks like I was taking control again of my future. And then my anxiety came. So I don't have enough faith, guys. But we have a cloud of witnesses. We have people that have done it. We have that reference in people, because sometimes we feel that we're not going to be able to make it. And then we remember that there are some people that were able to make it. Then we remember that we're people that were facing probably more difficult things than what we're facing right now. And we believe that if they made it, then I can make it too. It's the same God. It's the same Jesus. It's the same one that made the promise to them. It's the same one that is making a promise to us that He's going to take care of us, that He's going to bless us, that He's going to give us what we need. So verse 1 in chapter 12 say, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles. And let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Because this is a race, guys. This is not something that is just going to happen. Like you're just going to wake up tomorrow after your graduation party and everything's just going to be solved. It's not going to happen like that. It's just going to be, you have to go steps. You have to go do this. For example, general studies, and then you know what's going to be the next step, and then you're going to take this decision, then you're going to move this, then you're going to have a job this, then you're going to make that kind of decisions. It's a race. But the author here is saying, and let us run. So that means that we have to run. It's not something that is going to happen automatically. You know, we have to run with perseverance. Like just with perseverance. We have to be trusting in God. It's not a one-day thing. It's not like that I trust today, and then that trust is going to keep forever. No, it's a thing that is going to happen every day, you know. And why should we run, you know? Why should we run? And then in verse 2 it says, oh, how should we run? That's the question. And then in verse 2 it says, fixing your eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. For the joy set before Him, He endured the cross, scorning shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. So situations are going to happen, but if you fix your eyes on Jesus, that's what the author of Hebrews is talking about. If you run with perseverance, if you have faith and you fix your eyes on Jesus, you know that He's going to take care of you. Even if the future looks really like cloudy and you can see nothing, that's exactly when you need to fix your eyes on Jesus. Because if you fix your eyes on, oh, I don't have money. Oh, I don't have the car. Oh, my grades are not going good. Oh, instead of fixing your eyes on Jesus, then you're gonna get what I was feeling recently. And it's not good, that feeling of anxiety is not good. I think I have never felt that before. And thank you, God, for making me feel this so I can speak to you right now. But it wasn't a good feeling. That feeling of the pressure on your chest. But that's the time when you have to fix your eyes on Jesus. That's the time when you have to trust that He's going to be there, that He is going to take care of you, that He's going to love you. In the situation that you are, there were people facing like persecution, imprisonment, lions, a lot of stuff that probably we're not facing, but we have those things in different ways right now, you know? And we have that cloud of witnesses. And I was also thinking that the book of Hebrews is talking about like people that probably you guys don't even know, or you don't know the story, like who's Abraham, who's not, I haven't taught them about that, so probably they don't know that. But I will make a chapter or verse 41. This is your cloud of witnesses. So if you don't know Noah, you know these people. If you don't know Abraham, if you don't know what they did, you know these people. You know what they have done. You know that we're here because of their work, because of what they have done for this church. We're not here in this building because we bought the building. We wasn't even here when they did the treat and the agreement and everything. We're here because a lot of people have taken their time off and come here to have meetings and to pray for this church and to do things for this church. So these are a cloud of witnesses. We don't even have to go that far, like 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, if we have a cloud of witnesses that is here. And like you said, Lila, and I like that you don't know how to explain that, but you have support here. So you don't know how to explain that, but you know that you have a cloud of witnesses, people that have trust in God for a long time, and they are here. And then you can see the faces of people that they have gone through bad stuff, through difficult stuff, and they are still here. So this is our cloud of witnesses. So I want us to think about that, because I understand that you guys are going to take those steps. They are complicated. And the band, could you please come in? And those steps are complicated, and I relate to that. Band, come in. And we all have been there. We all have been facing changing schools, going to different, probably some people didn't go to college, but they went to something different. They moved. They are thinking about their future. They don't know what's going to happen. And it's okay. And it's okay. Even if you feel anxiety like me. You may say, like, if Danny's preaching, then he's the perfect in faith. No, I didn't have faith those days. And I wasn't even aware of that. But I remember my cloud of witnesses. The cloud of witnesses that I have in my house. The cloud of witnesses that I have at church. The cloud of witnesses that I have in Colombia. You guys are even my cloud of witnesses because of what you've done and what you're doing in your life. So even when I think that I can, I think about you. I think about them. And see those faces, And I was going to do something right now, but I would like you guys to do it later because we want to go party and have lunch. But because you are all the cloud of witnesses of them, I want you to come at some point between now and the lunch and tell them what you think about them and what they can do. Because they're going to need to remember that. Because they're going to go to a world that is complicated and they are going to be sad, But they need to remember you and what you tell them that they are. And so they can remember their identity in Christ. So I want you to, between now and that moment, to come to them, every single one of them, and say, hey, I can see this in you. I can see your future. I can see this. So, yeah. So, guys, fix your eyes on Jesus. I'm proud of you. And I can't wait to see what you guys are going to do. So I'm positive. Are you guys positive about this? You see future? And we don't see that because we know exactly what's going to happen. Just because we have faith. It's the same the way around. So we have faith that something, that you're going to trust in God. We have faith that God is going to do great things with you guys. So, yeah, I love you and thank you. Don't forget to fix your eyes on Jesus, even in the midst of difficult situations. So can you all please stand up? And I have the blessing song. So I want you all together to sing this song with me so that we give this blessing to them. And after this, good. The song says, sing with me for these seniors and for all of us. This song says, Lord bless you and keep you, make His face shine upon you, gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. The Lord bless you. The Lord bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you. Be gracious to you. Lord, turn his face toward you and give you peace. And
let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith, for the joy set before him